Hi Relay family, I just wanted to make a quick video to intro the next video that's up in the lineup here that I'd like you to all take a look at. Long story short, the Luminaria site that we have on your site has been adapted today to be able to offer some new things like song dedications, virtual Luminaria, and virtual tributes. So I want you to take a peek at that at sometime this weekend if you get a chance, but this video is going to step you through what those things are and the reasons that we opened it up for you. Now, these tools and resources are not available to every community across the United States, but you have access to them. So we want you to take a look at them and see what you think. Provide some feedback if you like, start using the tools right away. But this is just another layer of a way to be able to celebrate lives, to be able to honor those that we've lost, and to also give donors just a little extra love right now. And so I'm pretty excited about it. I hope you're excited about it too. Enjoy the rest of the video. It's going to take a little bit of time, and certainly enjoy the sunshine. It's April 3rd and we're in t-shirts, right? So I guess that's the silver lining to all of this, is at least we get some nice weather while we're all in quarantine. All right, love you guys. Stay well. Take a look at the next video, and thank you for all that you do. Now, what I'm about to share with you is very exciting, but it is also very specific to our Relay for Life events. If you are hearing my voice and you are a relayer with me, you have access to these tools. But I want to make that clear because a lot of other events don't have access to these tools just yet. Not that they can't have access to them, but just because we're just getting started in this. They were intended for virtual events, specifically those in April and May that are going to a virtual platform, but we're starting to see the need to give our donors some more options. So without further ado, take a look at our new systems. To start off, when it comes to the traditional Luminaria bag, you're already well aware and very well versed in what those are. $10 gets you the actual bag, and they are traditional. So nothing is changing in the way that we handle Luminaria. They are on display at Relay for Life. So if you've already sold Luminaria, great. That's wonderful. And if you're going to continue to sell Luminaria, please do that. You've always had the opportunity to purchase them online. What you're going to see today is that you have the option to customize that a little bit more going forward. One of the things now that you can expect is what we're calling our virtual tribute. These are still Luminaria bags and still $10, and they'll be uploaded to our virtual Luminaria and tribute site, which I'll show you in a little bit. But they're also on display at Relay for Life. Again, you've always had the opportunity to purchase them online. What's changing here is that the display can also be done online. Why this is different from just a traditional bag is that we have to give the donor the opportunity to tell us whether or not they would like to display it virtually. In some circumstances, they may not want their loved one's bag put onto our website, and that is perfectly okay. In that respect, they want the traditional Luminaria. But this is an option. It's the same exact cost, and when purchased online, it's going to shoot over a report to me and let me know that I need to put a virtual Luminaria up in honor or in memory of that loved one. Now, if you've already sold Luminaria and you think this is an awesome idea, rest assured we're going to touch on it a couple of times throughout this presentation. Just let us know. We'll be happy to honor that loved one and go ahead and put their name on a virtual bag. So now we move on to our song dedications. These are still Luminaria bags. We're still very much talking about Luminaria. So they're going to get their traditional $10 bag. And if they would choose so, they also are going to be showing up online virtually. But the nice thing about their virtual tribute is that you'll see this star here listed on the screen. And if you click on that star, you are going to be taken to a music video. When someone decides to purchase a song dedication, they just let us know within that process what song title they'd like. And then we choose the appropriate video from YouTube or other streams to be able to link that to. So when you go to view this page, you can look up someone's dedicated song. It's just an extra added touch. It's an extra $10 in donations to make that happen, but something truly special that can speak to a lot of us. Now we move into the $100 tributes. Now we're still talking about virtual Luminaria and tributes in the respect that we're talking about in memory or in honor of a loved one who's faced cancer. So please, in future slides, we're going to talk a little bit about sponsorship, but please know that these are not for our community level or tribute sponsors. These are specifically meant for people. But donors that want to donate $100 or traditionally donate $100 in honor or memory of their loved one can certainly continue to do that and receive the virtual actual benefits. Again, just like with the Luminaria, if you have already done a $100 tribute and you want to have this dedication, we'll be happy to do that. Just shoot me over an email and I'll be glad to upload that for you. But you'll see here a picture of a lantern, and this is how it will be viewed on the page. And we'll add those lanterns as those $100 tributes come in. If you have any questions about the difference between a community level sponsor tribute and a traditional tribute in honor or in memory of, please certainly reach out. No problem whatsoever. But this is another way to be able to give donors an extra special something during this downtime from COVID-19. I've tried to anticipate some of the biggest questions I could imagine that you may have. So this slide goes through a little bit about that. First of all, there's going to be a flyer that you see to the left side of your screen that's introduced through social media and also through email here later today. That information is just kind of a Kickstarter to let you know what types of things are available and a quick snapshot of what you can expect as a donor when you click on those things. So some possible questions that I thought may come up, and we've covered a little bit about this already. If you've already sold a Luminaria and your donor would like it to be shown virtually, we can make that happen. I would ask that you talk to your donor first and make sure that they're certain that they want their loved one's name displayed online. Some people have different views and preferences on that. So we don't want to necessarily put together a list without having talked to the donor first. Many of you have already sold Luminaria, so this is especially important at this particular time. And we're only introducing these types of things out of necessity at this point, right? So when we're talking about changes because of COVID-19, this is where these solutions come from. So the fact that you've already pre-sold Luminaria is totally okay. We wouldn't want anyone to miss out on the opportunity. If you've already sold Luminaria and your donor would like a song dedication, I'd be happy to do that as well. For that extra $10 donation, and please make sure that you get that $10 donation either virtually or somehow to be able to make that a $20 dedication, we would be happy to go ahead and link that over to a song bite for them. You would just, again, need to know what kind of song dedication they'd like if they have a specific song in mind. If you have a $100 tribute or community sponsor that's a business, let's go ahead and touch on that just a little bit more. The reason that they're not available and eligible for this particular tribute has everything to do with e-commerce and taxation and all kinds of rules that are placed on nonprofits. These are in memory or in honor of your loved one. So even though we definitely love our community sponsors and those $100 business tributes, we honor them in different ways. So this year, what we will look to do is make sure that they get their special honorship on a sponsorship page after the deadline for your sponsorships are met. Now, if your event has been postponed or changed or is still on schedule, those dates, of course, will change as well. So they will still definitely get their recognition. But for this specific purpose, it's really only for those donors who are donating in name of someone that they love who's faced cancer. Hopefully that answers all of the questions, but as always, if you have any additional questions, never hesitate to reach out. So the next anticipated question, of course, is how do we purchase them? And there are lots of different ways to link over and map over to the Luminaria section on your website. You can have donors purchase in a number of ways. Keep in mind that if it's a cash-to-cash exchange or if you're doing something virtually specifically with that person, they won't appear on a list automatically. So that information does need to be sent over to me as your staff partner so that I can make sure those dedications are followed through on. But if you're going to advertise it through social media or through the airwaves of email or anything to that respect, you can guide people right to the Luminaria section on your website. So there's two different places to see that displayed. The first way is right at the Luminaria section at the bottom of this page. You'll notice throughout this presentation that I'm using the Relay for Life of Grand Traverse as a template to show you these things. It just so happens to be that event is the one that I had pulled up at the time, but your event is going to look exactly the same. So make sure you visit your own web page when you do this. Now under event announcements, you're going to find that the new virtual Luminaria store and song dedication is posted right there. If you click here on the very top, click here where that red arrow is pointed, that's going to take you to the virtual site to be able to purchase the song dedications, the tributes, and the Luminaria. Also, the second click here is where you're going to go to show those dedications. Now, we'll get into that in a little bit, but before we do, let's go ahead and take a look at the online Luminaria store. Here is your Luminaria e-commerce store. Now, prior to today, you would have only seen the traditional white bag listed for $10, and the traditional white bag is absolutely still available, especially for those donors who are leery or do not want to put their loved one's name on the internet. Below it is the virtual tribute. Again, you're going to see the same $10. The only difference between the two is that we're adding that virtual platform. The language you'll see in the virtual tribute, as well as the song dedication and the signed tribute, is going to give the donor the perspective that their loved one's information will be displayed on those bags, stars, and lanterns. Below the virtual tribute is a song dedication. And when you click on any of these, it's going to take you to the next template, which will ask for specifics like what you want to have on the bag. And specifically for song dedications, we'll have to know which song they want to dedicate. And then the tribute sign, again, is at the bottom, and that gives some information about the fact that this is honor of a friend, a loved one, a caregiver, etc. And also that they will have a cancer fact sign at the Relay for Life displayed. So hopefully this is very clear to the donor, and if anybody has any questions on this, you can let me know. The e-commerce set up through our Luminaria site is very specific, so unfortunately there isn't changes that can be made to this program, but if you have any suggestions or anything like that, I'd be happy to bubble these up for the future. But now we can move into what this is actually going to look like. And hopefully when we're done with this call, you'll go ahead and hop online and take a peek at yours. Right now, they just say in honor or in memory of your loved one given by you, because to date, I don't have any to update. But we will update these every day. So we'll be pulling a list every day, and we'll want to make sure that donors know to give at least 24 hours notice before they expect to see that online. So let's move into a little bit about how you view these special luminarias and dedications. You'll see we're back to the event announcement page and back to that again, second click here down where you can view those dedications. Now, when we do things through social media or we blast out information, we'll provide a direct link, and you can provide a direct link to those that you want to share these dedications with. But for the purpose of our website, this is where you're going to want to go to click to view these. So once you click on that, it's going to direct you to the virtual Luminaria and tribute page. Here I have cut out just a few sections on that page. As you can imagine, the page is quite large and it doesn't fit all on the same screen at the same time. So it was just kind of pulling those apart so that you could see how they will be displayed. Now, looking at this, I want you to know that they are going to be displayed in the order of which they are received. They will not be in alphabetical order or in any other type of order. There's a couple different reasons for this. First of all, we don't have the technology to make them go in order. And so as you can imagine, it could become a cumbersome full-time job to try to put them in alphabetical order and having to change them, in which case the song dedications would be lost or we would have potential risk of making errors. So they are going to need to scroll to look at their bag, their dedication, or their tribute sign. And to me, I don't see where that would be a problem, but just in case somebody is going to ask, the reason that I don't see it as a problem is that when I'm at an event and I'm taking the time to view bags and to really get to know people and understand the people that we've lost and understand the battles of the people that we know and that we love, we're taking the time to reflect and look at each one of those bags. So I surely hope your donors and your viewers will do the same. At this crazy time, I'm going to ask that anyone who has the ability to use social media really amplify the way that they use it when it comes to the American Cancer Society. You'll find that periodically a community may go ahead and put up a link to this page of these new luminaria and new virtual ways to be able to give. And also, we want to make sure that we give the opportunity for our community to view them. Because even though your event is not slated to go virtual, during this time of uncertainty, it gives us the ability to still stay mission forward and to be relevant within our community. So you'll find that from time to time, we do share information about these virtual platforms on your Relay for Life social media page. As always, that is not to to keep to yourself. We would love it if you share information and really let people know what it is that we're doing. We're still here, we're still relevant, and we're still important in the face of so many cancer patients today. I hope that you've enjoyed this journey and that if you have any questions, you'll reach out and let us know. For one, am particularly excited about these new platforms. I think it's just a great creative way to be able to expand our mission to so many other people and to be able to really grab the heart and soul of what it is that we're doing, and that is celebrating life. The mission of the American Cancer Society is to save lives, to celebrate lives, and to lead the fight for a world without cancer. And ladies and gentlemen, that is precisely what we're going to keep doing. Stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you for all that you do, and enjoy the new platforms.